But with all that said, let's move on to the granddaddy, the Bamboo Lab X1 Carbon. Bamboo Lab's flagship machine that really, if you Google search best screen printer on the market, the X1 Carbon comes up more often than really anything else right now. So let's take a look. The Bamboo Lab X1 Carbon. Yes, to those of you that don't immediately know what you're looking at, it looks almost identical to the P1S. Pretty sure it's the exact same enclosure system. No, this is metal highlight. You now have a touchscreen, probably the best touchscreen user interface on any of the machines. We have a little bit of a different button layout kind of situation going on. Pretty much the exact same on the inside, except now for that $1,199, that $1,200, double the price of the P1S. What else are you getting on this? Well, instead of the stainless steel nozzle, you're now getting a hardened steel nozzle, which means you can now start printing harder materials, nylon film materials, carbon fiber materials, that type of stuff. You can print those materials without destroying and ravaging the nozzle and wearing it down. It has that better camera for actually recording your prints and doing time lapses, but it also has an AI detection system. It has AI running in the machine to look for things like print failures, spaghetti detectors. It actually reads your first layer with LiDAR to see if your print's coming out nice and smooth. It knows what that first layer is supposed to look like because it has the shape and the G-code tab. And it's going to compare that with a scan to see, hey, did the print actually stick or is it a complete mess? And it'll pause the print. So you can either cancel the print or keep going. The touchscreen user interface is super easy to use, and it's all packaged up and bundled with this nice machine. The same as the P1P and P1S. It is turnkey, out of box, ready to go. It's going to take you longer to unbox it, get all the cardboard and foam out of it, than it is to actually set up the machine. It's pretty wild now. Now, the cons with this.
Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I've had a couple of you ask me recently about my process getting things sent to Amazon. So today I'm going to take you through the process of setting up a Seller Central account. And I've listed on Amazon, and we're going to send some product into the FDA warehouse for Amazon. So if you're interested in learning Amazon Seller Central, stick around and enjoy today's video. Alright, so there's a couple ways to get started with selling on Amazon. What I like to do though, just to be sure I'm selling individual plan, just scroll down to this link here, sell products on Amazon. This will lay out for you basically the steps to get started selling on Amazon. It's going to take about 2 hours and 47 minutes. Why isn't there a link for this to stick into? I need to go with this little guy. So we've got about 100 or so grams left of welcome back from us. Today I've got some Etsy orders to get shipped out, just a few. And then we're going to get these printers loaded up with some new models that I found online, and we're going to get that Etsy store stock back up. There's 14 items for sale, not that bad. Let's get ready. Today I've got 4 of those tire shop desk organizers to get shipped out. 3 of them going to a repeat customer, James, who bought 5 of them in the last 2 weeks. So thank you, James. And then I've also got one of those chocolate popsicles for sure. Let's go pick those items so we can get them out to the mailbox. Forward, post office. Leaving to James. And going for somebody else. And we've also got these guys. We're also going to do this. This guy is going to somebody named My iPhone. My parents do. Please their own. Apple Valley, California. My iPhone. Hopefully your iPhone didn't automatically place the orders. James is free to make in a box because all the market is going to I could load 2 more up on there, but then that exceeds the 250 gram margin. I'm only able to run it 3 times, and then I'm left with about 190 to 200 grams of filament left, so I'd have to have a separate file. So I hope that makes sense. If any of you are wondering why I don't fill up the full plates, I do it based off of how much I can get out of the spool without having to have multiple files. And another another printer that's not really popular with you guys, the else. Don't, it's not my favorite thing in the world, but it does work better now that I've replaced the effective unit on the inside and parallel. I leave it off because motor noise trying to keep these parallel arms up is so annoying. Any of you own a T1 Pro or T1 or this one, any of the Delta style printers will know what I'm talking about. Don't know if you're going to get it easier. It's almost like a little beeping noise. And from what I understand, it's just the motor noise trying to keep those arms up. Man, it's kind of annoying. Let's talk Etsy for just a few minutes. I've got 51 inactive listings currently on Etsy, with only 22 of them active. Most of the keychains are still active on Etsy. Got a pencil holder, tire stack desk organizers, some floppy disk coasters, and various items like that. The inactive ones, however, cookie cutters. Lots of cookie cutters are marked as inactive, and I'd like to change that. Mainly because I've got about 25 non-bone cookie cutters, probably 50 or so operant cookie cutters. So I think it's in my best interest to get those listed, get them out of the shop, make room for new stuff, instead of just having them sitting there. All these items here are inactive. Some of them is because I'm not currently subscribed to their banks or Patreon, so I have no permission to list their products anymore, like the melting pumpkin jack-o'-lanterns and giant pencil holder. Others are duplicates that I created with different titles to see how that would work, kind of like an A-to-B testing. But we've got 51 inactive listings. Some of these I definitely need to get active again. It's pretty easy. Go like this, activate. These real estate business card holders, I want to do them again, but they need to be redesigned. This will be something that personally I go back in and design my own of, because the way that the business cards are held in here, they need double-sided tape or something to adhere them. It would be far easier if customers were allowed to just slide that business card right into there and it stays. That's a Christmas thing. We don't really need that listed now. We can renew the Chandler business card holders. Those we're selling all right. Let's see, we're going to renew these dog bone cookie cutters, and I've also got the English Bulldog, French Bulldog cookie cutters at Canada. Aside from that, I don't really have any more of the cookie cutters printed out. This would be a big thing to get renewed since I have them on the shelf down there. So the way I look at it is the more items that you have in stock, the more items that you can sell. And the Bear Fidget keychains, those are pretty cool. They were selling when they were listed, so I'm not get them sold again. You know, the rest of the stuff on here, I think I'm okay with not having it listed. Other thing I need to make sure I do is go into Etsy ads, because all these listings prior had ads turned on, and I'm not currently running ads on any of my products. As for some of the items that I'd like to list, I could go in here and, design my own products, but I'm not a super, how do I word this? It's not, creative isn't the right word, but I'm a very basic person, so I don't need a whole lot. When I look around at what I have, I pretty much just get by, right? I don't have planters in my house. I don't need little keychains like this. This thing caught my attention because, that's just kind of cool. And stuff like this, like I would never think to come up with a design like that. That's a really cool planter design, but my head just doesn't work that way. And I feel guilty about taking these planters are something that is so oversaturated on Etsy that it's one of those things where I don't know if it's in my best interest to do that. I'm not really into dragons and stuff like that. Stuff like this would be about my limitation of coming out with creative things. Like I'm a woman, I don't have earrings, I don't have anybody to test the earrings. So, I think that there's such a vast collection of things on Fangs and Patreon and Incredibles and